People are talking about Hunter Schafer playing Zelda, and this is wild to me. If you know who Hunter Schafer is, I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm just and it's kind of mad because she looks like Zelda, to be fair, but she looks like she could also play Link, if you know what I mean. What is going on YouTube? DoubleO here, and yes, Nintendo have announced they're making a Legend of Zelda movie. Not just any kind of Legend of Zelda movie, they're making a live action Legend of Zelda movie, which is crazy. I was wondering if they were going to go live action. I did a poll on it on my channel because I was curious. I wanted to see what people would think. So yeah, I made this poll on my channel to see what people would prefer. The new Mario movie is looking like it ended up being the best video game movie ever made. I think it almost is. That movie was pretty cool, pretty good. Could have been a better story, but in terms of being a great video game movie, it did the job. One popular choice, The Legend of Zelda. But what medium would you like to see the Legend of Zelda movie? And I picked animation, CGI, or live action. And animation won out 61% with 54 votes. Yeah, could add a lot more votes, but yeah, people wanted animation style. Do it like Spider-Verse. I can see that. Me personally, I kind of was happy with it being live action, which could be cool. I want to see some Gerudus. I want to see all that stuff in live action. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do Ocarina of Time. I don't know if they're going to do the very first Zelda game on SNES and make that into a big story. Or are they going to do the timeline thing? Like, I think the very first Zelda game would be Zelda Skyward Sword. So they would translate that and do it in a timeline way. They ain't going to do any of that. I feel like what Nintendo will do is tell a generic Zelda story, which, to be fair, it fits because at the end of the day, all the Zelda games are just like the same story. The hero awakens, Link, you have to go and save Princess Zelda, but Princess Zelda's got to fight Ganondorf. It's a Triforce, power, courage, wisdom. It's always the same shit in every game. We just like replaying it because of the journey. There's the fun part, right? So in a way they could do it. In a way they could even add this to the game timeline, because the timeline is crazy where there's different reincarnations of Link, Zelda and Ganondorf, and they could easily just add this to that, and this could be another point in the timeline, this movie, if they really want to be clever like that. I don't know what they could, there's so much they could do with this, or they could just do Ocarina of Time and do the things we recognize. But I think what they're going to go for is fully tell their own story, and it might not be in the timeline, and I think it'll be very similar to the Mario movie, in which they just tell a story that references lots of things from the games. Like, you might see an ocarina, but it doesn't mean this is the Ocarina of Time. You might see the Master Sword, or you will see the Master Sword, you've got to. You might see I don't know, the Minish Cap or something randomly, or you might see the Mirror Shield, even though it's not Ocarina of Time, or you might see that floaty device thing. Link, he's just like the Mario movie. He's going to use all the different gadgets and all the different weapons and items, and they're going to be the lore is going to be all the Zelda games mashed into one story. So I think that's probably the best way to do it. I would personally love to see like a proper rendition, live action rendition of like Ocarina of Time or A Link to the Past or something cool like that. That would be awesome. But you know, I think the smart thing to do to appeal to everyone would just to tell the typical Zelda story and just use different things that lots of fans recognize, which is what they always do, you know. But yeah, let's see who may be playing who in this. And yeah, people already talking about, is it Wes Ball directing the Zelda movie? So apparently he could be directing. I don't know who that guy is, but that's just stuff I've clicked on from images. People are talking about Hunter Schafer playing Zelda, and this is wild to me. If you know who Hunter Schafer is, I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm just she's in Euphoria, and yeah, and it's kind of mad because she looks like Zelda, to be fair, but she looks like she could also play Link, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm gonna say on that one. Definitely, I'd rather Hunter Schafer play Zelda than this dude. Was it Machine Gun Kelly playing Link? I'd rather Hunter Schafer play Zelda than Machine Gun Kelly playing Link. Some of you are probably thinking, what's wrong with it? That looks like perfect casting. What's wrong with her playing Zelda? You know what? Nothing's wrong with it. She looks like Zelda. At the end of the day, my criteria for playing a character is, do you resemble the character? I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what your beliefs are. As long, can you act and do you resemble the character? That's the criteria. Like, and resemble the character is important, you know? So some people might be mad about this casting for political reasons, but to be fair, it works for me as long as she's playing Zelda, if you know what I mean, without going too deep into it. She's playing a biological Zelda. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to say. Like, I don't care who she is or what her real life story is, as long as she's playing the biological Zelda. That's what I'm going to say. I ain't going to say that again. All right. Because she kind of looks like her. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. And in terms of like the Gerudus and like Ganondorf, and some people have said Idris Elba would be a good Ganondorf, and people are saying Tom Holland would be a good Link and all that. I kind of like the idea of Timothée Chalamet being Link, you know, like that could be interesting. Obviously he'd have to like dye his hair or give him a blonde wig or something. But to be fair, Link has had brown hair before, though Timothée Chalamet has black hair. Like, I think he would be a good Link because he has, not in this picture, I don't know, oh, that's an AI, he looks horrible there. But but like, I don't know, man, I think he could be a good Link. He's a bit young here, to be fair, but I think he's older now, so I don't know. But he has this face structure for it. Give him blonde hair, it could work. Better than Tom Holland. Tom Holland just has this kind of weird, like, this is AI, it's not actually what Tom Holland looks like. Like, Tom Holland to me has this kind of weird grown man face on a young boy's body, kind of like he just looks older somehow nowadays, you know. It doesn't look right for me for Link. There's something weird about Tom Holland casting. But yeah, man, in terms of like the Gerudus, to me the Gerudus look like they're of South Asian descent, you know. Like, if you don't know what that is, because some people in America, I don't know, they just see, they hear Asian, they just think Chinese or something. Yeah, South Asian people, like Indians, you know, like, that's what the Gerudus kind of look like to me. I wouldn't mind if all of them were just like, including Ganondorf, were like all beautiful, stunning Indian women, you know. That's what the Gerudus are. I mean, you could kind of diversify it up, kind of. The Gerudus up if you want. Maybe you could have a mixture of black and Asian or something, but you got to make them. But then there's this whole other issue of the bad guys are people of color, you know. There's so much bullshit political crap now that they got to think about all this stupid crap when they can just tell the damn story, you know. It doesn't matter. Like, we're trying to get immersed into a different world that's not our own. If it happens that most of the black people or the people of color are the villains, so be it. There's some cool villains out there, man. Like, Joker's a villain, everyone loves him, and he's white. Anyway, but to be fair, the Gerudo women are all good guys. They're good people. They're a bit tough. They give Link a hard time in some of the games, but they end up going against Ganondorf, who is the main leader, the man, the patriarch of the Gerudus, and he's the villain. And that's the storyline. That's not no woke stuff. That's just how it is. Yeah, man. I think a Zelda movie could be sick. I hope Nintendo does it right. People are wondering, could it lead to a Smash Brothers Avengers multiversal type movie? If you don't know, the Smash Brothers game is all these different Nintendo characters just fighting it out. If they can do it smart, if they can write it smart, that could be sick. Now, I just wonder how that would work when you have a live action Link and CGI Mario. How would that even work? I could think of creative ways that will take about 10 videos for me to explain how that could work. I think you could make it work. Maybe when they go into the Smash Brothers world, everybody becomes CGI or something, but like whoever's playing Link, Tom Holland or Timothée Chalamet or whoever else is playing Link, they'll be voicing the character then, or maybe just motion capturing. I think that's probably the smartest way to do it. I don't think they could do the whole Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing of having a live action person and a cartoon person and a CGI person. They could try that if they're feeling ambitious enough. But I think the safe bet would be to just have everybody be CGI if they do a Smash Brothers movie. So it could lead to that if they do it well. The Nintendo movie, the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, could be great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Cautiously optimistic. I hope they do a good job. They did a good job with Mario. They could have done a better job with Mario. The story was a bit weak, but overall the references, the way it looked, the graphics, you know, the character work felt good in Mario. There wasn't any annoying woke stuff. I mean, Princess Peach was a bit OP, but she still needed saving in the end. She still was a character rather than someone trying to look better than Mario because she's a woman. So Mario did a good job, and I hope Zelda can do a good job as well. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it does well, man. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the Zelda movie. Let me know what you guys think. Please don't cast Zendaya as Link. I'd rather Hunter Schafer play Zelda than Zendaya as Link. But you guys comment on that. Let me think of what you think about Hunter Schafer being Zelda. Look her up if you're wondering why I'm like slightly concerned about that. What about Timothy Chalamet playing Link, Idris Elba as Ganondorf, or an actual South Asian looking person playing Ganondorf, and some beautiful South Asian Gerudus? Make them like do some CGI to make them look tall and or get some actual muscular South Asian people. You could probably get away with some Hispanic people. I'm going way too in. I'm getting too excited about this shit, man. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about it anymore. If you wanna have a long conversation about it, maybe you can chat to me on a live stream I'm going to do later. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about a Zelda movie in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again. Peace.